back everyone to my series Cricutmas in July. All month long I will be dropping beginner-friendly tutorials that are gonna help you gain some confidence with your Cricut. For Cricutmas Day 3, we are gonna discuss how to make cardstock confetti. If you haven't used your Cricut much and you are struggling to learn, this is a great place to start. So today I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly how I made this for my son's first birthday party. Obviously, you guys do not need to do the same exact design to follow along, but I want you to see how quick and easy some of these projects can be to DIY with your Cricut. So let's jump right into design space. On the left-hand side, you have a bunch of options in your toolbar. For confetti, I typically like to go into my shapes, and I kind of like to pick out something that's going to fit my vibe. Now, the theme we went with is rookie year or just a sports theme, so I am thinking just a classic circle and maybe a star. You do not need to put a lot of thought into this. This is really just going as decor on a table. Now, the sizing I ended up scaling these to is 1 inch. I typically find that's what most confetti is sized to, so I just kind of stayed with that. Now, we could leave it as just the 2 shapes, but if you like challenging yourself, we are going to add some text to this. As you saw in the beginning, I did add my son's name to the confetti, so I am just going to put that in there. The only challenging thing with adding text to confetti is you need to make sure all the letters are attached. If you don't do this, all of your letters are going to be floating around randomly and they won't be connected to each other. Now that I've picked out the font I want, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that so there's no blank spaces in between your letters. On the top toolbar where I just clicked, I clicked the offset tool. This tool outlines your entire design that you have selected. The great thing about the offset is you can control how big or small the outline is. So all I'm going to do is make sure the number is as small as possible, but I'm going to see that little blue outline, make sure it's all touching each other. When I feel like it's successfully done that, I'm going to click apply and I am going to drag that new layer off of it. You can see it now looks a lot bolder and now all of my letters are touching. And that is exactly what we wanted for our confetti. So now what I'm going to do is delete that prior layer, and I am also going to scale down my text a bit. I do feel it's a little big compared to the other 2 pieces. And before I go to make this, I am just checking my operation to make sure they all say cut basic. The thing I wish someone would have told me when I got my Cricut is I do not need to make a zillion copies prior to this. In the top left where it says project copies, I can up that and keep hitting apply until I see it's covered my entire mat. Because I'm using a 12 by 12 cardstock, I just wanted to cover the entire thing so I get the most out of my paper. Once I've seen it's done that without it leaving any space behind or without creating a new mat, I am going to go ahead and continue on. And that means you are ready to make this, so grab your 12 by 12 cardstock, get that loaded on your mat, and send it through your Cricut. When it comes to my material options, I do select a light cardstock and I make sure to put it on a heavier pressure just to make sure it gets all the way through on my cuts. And that's how I get this satisfying peel of the cardstock paper off of my mat. And that is how you get your custom confetti ready for your next event. Make sure you come back tomorrow for Cricutmas Day 4 where we will be working on print and cut.